addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Well, some banks offer checking account rewards, and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Kasasa?
You buy better.
Better with Burns.
Much better.
So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency knows your insurance needs can change with almost every season. The snowblowers get tucked away and the motorcycles, boats, and jet skis come out to play. Give yourself a minute. Stop. Think about what new or changing exposures are happening to you. Then call the Burns Agency. Over the phone, in person, or online, we're here for all your policy needs. Or better yet, give us a chance to earn your business with our top-notch customer service, strong coverage options, and unbeatable pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
You buy better.
Better with Burns.
Much better.
So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
April is Stress Awareness Month. Learning to cope with our stress and finding healthy ways to deal with these situations can go a long way in living a healthy and positive life. We all experience stress, yet we may experience it in very different ways. Because of this, there's no single definition for stress, but the most common explanation is a physical, mental, or emotional strain or tension. So recognize it when you need help. The following has been brought to you by Gristle Health and Safety.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Don't change anything. I love your show just the way it is.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning. And 80s all day and night. Your community radio.
SNSN.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. How are you guys been?
Good. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute, as they say. I haven't seen. Okay, I'm gonna sound like somebody from the, like the younger generation. I haven't seen you in a minute.
No, you saw me in 2 weeks.
You see what I mean? That's what they go. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Wow.
No.
I guess I don't hang around with enough with young people because I don't hear that. Well, I guess it depends on how you define young people. I mean, the youngest person I'm usually hanging around with is my grandson who just turned 29. So maybe that's not
a young person.
Yeah,
I never heard him talk like that.
That's a young person.
The first time I ever heard that, I ain't seen you in a minute.
No.
I went. It's been more than a minute.
I was going to say. The expression does. I mean, maybe there's some connotation that I don't grab, but
yeah, I don't understand it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither.
But anyway, we're only going to be on for a minute.
Yeah,
wow.
Which is not really a minute.
No.
So I don't understand what this means at all.
No.
There we go. Taking a look here at the.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm just.
Well, I distracted him by pre-conversation here, so he didn't get he didn't get a chance to get himself
organized.
Totally organized.
I know. I can see that.
No, you know what it is that once in a while, somebody will go ahead and comment, and they don't click the yes, please, display my name.
Oh, okay.
So this morning,
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so that must be Beth. All right. Good morning, Beth. Victoria, because it comes up Facebook user. And then Victoria says, morning, gents.
Good morning,
Victoria.
Morning. Yeah.
Well, Victoria never hides behind anything.
No,
she's always right out there.
I think people don't see it. You know, they don't see the
little
thing.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, the little notices, you know. If you want your name to be, because you can be anonymous. Even Facebook has this whole anonymous thing now where you can post anonymously.
Really?
You can be in a group. You can be in a group, and you can click a post, and then you can click post anonymously.
Wow.
They say it's going to go ahead and increase not really membership into a group, but activity in a group.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to bring trolls.
Oh, so now when we go to groups, well, now we can hide.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can post anonymously. However, I guess the admin will know who you are.
Yeah.
So
The
they
other
can
thing I know-
scrub you if they want.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the only reason somebody would post anonymously in one of those groups is because you want to be nastier, or snippy, you know, or to somebody.
Maybe you got something to say outside the main channel, and you're going to be ridiculed for it because
Well, that's
you're
what
not
happens.
you're not in the in crowd, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about being in the.
No, I
in
know
crowd.
you don't either. Neither do I. But
The
a
other
lot
thing
of
you can
people.
do-
That's why we're us three are a bunch of misfits that don't care. That's why we get along. So,
The other thing you can do is you can edit your post.
oh, you've been able to do that for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not up on Facebook. So.
No, that's.
Yeah.
So speaking of being on the outside looking in or whatever, or yesterday Rich and I did a subject on co-parenting.
Mm-hmm.
What it was like, from just a person's point of view.
Sure.
No professional from the state or from a court, that doesn't know squat about anything, what's going on in your house. They try to make, sense of things, and they have no idea.
Yeah. And boy, it doesn't take much to distract him, does it?
it must have been a news flash that the world is burning up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No. I just got a message.
Oh boy.
And
A message
On co-parenting?
no. Oh, no. And I got my little girl put on there, goes, some like weird subject, Dad, and it was like unhappy face and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, oh my God. I read it after the show and I went, oh no. So now my kid thinks I'm having shows on her.
Oh.
And it wasn't. Had nothing to do with her. So at all. And I had to, she goes, well, it sure seemed like it was about Mom. I went, no. And I told her, I said, there's a lot of subjects that we do that can seem like it could be about you or somebody else or whatever, but it's not. It's just subject matter.
Almost anything you talk about you can interpret it that it could be applying to you in some way.
Yep.
And of course, kids have vivid imaginations.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
No, I one of the groups that I run, I just got a request about something.
Oh. Oh, well.
I'll deal with that after the show.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey.
Huh?
Why did the person...
It just distracted me like a squirrel,
I'll distract you now.
Okay.
Why did the person sit on the clock?
Why did the person sit on the clock?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, Paul's dad joke city now. Okay. I don't know, Paul. Why did the man sit on the clock?
He wanted to rotate with the clock face so he could see the entire world.
Okay.
So they could be on time.
I'm not sure I make that connection, but okay.
Sit on the clock so they could be on time.
On time.
You got 3 bars on that one.
Yeah.
they're all minus bars.
Yeah. Is that what you've been doing? Spending too much time in the bars?
Huh? Yeah. All right. So the subject that, and it really just kind of came about what we were talking about off microphone. Is crazy pricing.
Oh yeah.
Things are just out of control, and it's weird because I guess even gasoline or oil is down $15 a barrel.
It's down to below 100.
Yeah, yet we're still paying $4.60, $4.70 for a gallon of gas.
Well, you have an administration that said their goal is to do away with petroleum-based fuels.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. Of course, Biden wants everything to go electric and stuff. And
that's okay.
And fast.
It's okay, but you have to plan for it. It takes time to develop technology, so a lot of things will run on.
Let me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Paul, but let me ask you: where in Blazes' name are they going to generate the power from? It isn't certainly going to be from solar, and it isn't going to be from wind in our lifetime. Okay, so you're talking about all these electric vehicles, and how are they going to get powered? Okay. They're going to generate the power from fossil fuel, at least for the near term.
Yeah, I actually seen a concept plane. It was a nuclear powered plane, and it was gigantic. It could stay up in the air for years. It had hotels, it had supermarkets, it had restaurants. This gigantic plane concept that was nuclear powered.
And I think there's more and more people coming to a similar conclusion that I came to, and that is, let's do a study from the time you mine the products from the earth till the point where you've safely disposed of all the toxic elements that are going to be generated from the batteries from one aspect, okay? And I'm not sure that environmentally you're not going to be dirtier with electric vehicles than you are with the fossil fuel vehicles.
Okay.
I don't have any
So,
evidence.
it's a theory. Yeah.
I don't have any evidence to substantiate that other than.
What do you do with the batteries? Have we found a place to recycle? Have we found something to recycle them into something else? Can you reuse them again by putting more life into them? I don't know.
Well, you always have lithium ions and NiCads and stuff like that, from a consumer product end.
Yeah.
I remember working with Radio Shack. People used to come into the stores. We were a drop-off point for rechargeable batteries, for recycling. So you can recycle those type of batteries. But I think it's not the same kind of battery that's in, say, like a Tesla. A friend of mine who owns a Tesla was explaining it to me, and it was nothing that I'd ever was familiar with.
But the other problem is we don't have very much natural lithium in the United States. It comes from a lot of places that we're not very friendly with.
We're not friendly with anybody anymore.
Can you understand why? We got our nose in everybody's business.
Yeah, that's true.
So what are some of the crazy prices? We talk about the gas. That's obvious, but there were other things as well.
I mentioned while we're off air that I bought 3 milkshakes yesterday. It cost me $30.
Yeah,
for 3 milkshakes. So, when did you ever hear of paying $30 for 3 milkshakes?
So you, Jenny, and one for all 14 cats?
Yeah,
that's a lot of money for milkshakes.
Yeah.
What ice cream is that freaking good that you're going to pay $30 for 3 milkshakes? I'm
not going to mention any names, but $30.
Well, no, it's not important, who, but. So why did you pay it? I'd have walked away. I'd have said, I know.
Well, the price must have been posted there. You must have known, you knew the price before.
I knew the price was going to be.
He worked for Eversource. Mike, he's got pensions like the rest of us will never dream about.
He's got money for days.
Don't I wish?
Have you seen how many cars he has, for crying out loud?
I thought he was buying a big metal building, a 40,000 square foot building to store his collection in. He's trying to rival Jay Leno.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not.
Well,
you mean the electric's going up?
Yeah, but
all right.
Yeah.
Well, a major cause of some of the inflation is the cost of trucking. California has passed a law, I think it's AB 5 or something, that basically 70,000 independent truckers are going to have to become employed by a corporation as opposed to being independent truckers. Can you imagine what that's going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys, that's the lifestyle they want.
Why would they disturb private business like that?
Government's got their damn fingers into everything, Mike, as you well know. Okay.
Yeah.
And especially in California, it's probably driven by the big unions. They want another, 70,000 independent people would have to join their unions.
Well, they just raised the diesel tax in Connecticut. What, 40 cents? Diesel tax? It's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
That's
was
crazy.
That was part of the article, was the increase in the fuel taxes, and of course in Connecticut, I mean, they've been robbing the transportation fund for years to fund the general fund, and I mean, I've driven across the country numerous times, especially in my motorhome, and Connecticut roads they rate pretty low, like many other things.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of the truckers now are being whacked with that new
With what?
tax, the diesel tax.
Yeah.
And they even cut it back. And of course, Lamont's trying to take credit for all these tax cuts he did. And he's done absolutely nothing for the average.
In the Connecticut state gas tax, which is till November, end of November, or is it the end of the year?
At the end of the year, I believe.
Oh, they
and then
extended
he claimed that he cut back on the.
Which didn't matter because the prices just went up anyway. As soon as that tax was taken off,
Yeah.
The oil producers go, oh, we're just going to jack prices up ourselves. So,
Well, hey, it's election season. You've already seen our esteemed senior center on the TV almost every time you turn it on.
Yeah. The what was I going to say? He's claiming he cut all these taxes, the car tax and property tax, but a lot of towns are bitching because they're not seeing anything from the taxes he's supposedly cut, but yet he's taking credit because it's saying, it's a big election year. So that's what he's claiming, and he's done nothing.
Well, one we used to go to Bob's IGA up in Willimantic.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicken breast, 40-pound box, $1 a pound.
Yeah.
All right. Then it went $2 a pound. The last time I was up there, they didn't even have any chicken breasts. But if you look around, unless you catch it on sale, some of the stores are $4 a pound for chicken breast now.
Yeah.
Boneless, skinless chicken breast.
This message brought to you by Bob's IGA. Willimantic. Shop local. Shop now. Bob's IGA.
Yeah.
I don't even know anybody at Bob's IGA.
I don't know anybody there either, but
No, the prices are wacko. I mean, everything can't afford to do anything anymore.
Victoria says, I bought chicken breast at Bob's. Bob's IGA. Route 14.
No,
it's 32.
Route 32.
Yeah.
Isn't it actually Franklin or
No, it's Willimantic.
It is Willimantic.
It's
Okay.
kind of right on the line there.
How much I know. Victoria says she bought chicken breast from Bob's $40 for $40 last year. Now they're $3.98 a pound.
Yeah.
Jose Vega jumps in and says, inflation is an SOB.
Sure is.
And Victoria says, oh my God, Jim, we're on the same wavelength.
I think Victoria and I typically are.
You guys should both get together and go, hi, I'm Jim Barney. Hi, I'm Victoria. We both shop Bob's IGA, Route 32, Willimantic.
I got to get a commission from Bob's IGA for the free advertising they got down here. Man, look at it. Mike is really, he's really on that. He's going for it. He's gonna be biking up there. He don't want to drive up. He don't want to drive up there because of the cost of fuel, but he'll bike up there to get chicken breasts for $1 a pound.
I'm gonna apparate. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna click my heels 3 times. There's another place in Colchester too that because there's always that one place that's got chicken, right? Then there's that place that's got beef. Like there was a place in Colchester that you could get a 10-pound bag of hamburger.
Yeah,
it was really
the
really
one
cheap.
Right there in the center of town.
Yeah. That little supermarket, right?
Yeah.
There's always this place, that has this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a real nice place to get meat as well.
Victoria says, I must be getting old and crotchety.
Well, she can't be anywhere as near as old as I am. She's got to be a youngster. I mean, I don't even know the lady, but
I've
Probably
never met
young
her
enough to be my-
personally. At least I don't know that I haven't, but
probably young enough to be my daughter, maybe even my granddaughter.
oh God. Bob's has beef at good prices. That's Bob's IGA. Route 32, Willimantic.
Well, I don't dare
Tell him
I
Jim
don't-
Barney sent you.
I don't dare mention the next company's name, but I mean, there was chicken breasts locally here for about $2 a pound recently.
Really?
Yeah, they had trouble catching them when they, they'd come in and they were gone by the time
They had trouble catching the chickens, or
No,
oh,
catching the sale.
oh.
Well, surprisingly enough, all the IGAs are kind of connected together. I mean, isn't ShopRite IGA as well?
No,
No, it's not.
no,
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
no. I believe Better Value is.
That's what I meant. Better value.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Better value.
To me, Better Value is a big convenience store. I think their deli's nice, but I think everything else, the prices there are crazy.
Well, it's like Big Y.
I think Big Y is a different element, though. I mean, I like the produce at Big Y. I like the produce at ShopRite. A lot better than most places.
Yeah.
I think the deli's pretty good at Better Value, but I think everything else at Better Value, the prices are off the charts.
Yeah, the only time
So-
it's good is when you buy one and get two free or something like that. They have those.
Yeah, but Big Y does that. But
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, but
Big
if you
Y.
notice when they do chicken, buy one get two free. Well, now all of a sudden you're paying $13 a pound. You're paying for it.
Yeah.
So it's
There's nothing that's free in this world. Mike,
no, I know.
No.
People think they get something for free. Somebody else is paying for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Better Value is owned by Adams now. Okay.
Oh,
Better Value Supermarket. We're too damn expensive. Which they are. I want to thank the ownership for all their sponsorship through the years and support of local business.
Oh boy.
Bill Knight. Bill, I'm getting the hell out of Connecticut night and posted on Facebook, but I'm not telling you why, in a very general post, Bill Knight. Right, Bill? The reason being used car values have increased is due to chip shortage.
Yes.
Yep.
Thus, if you think about this without the mill rate decreases in town that exceeded 28 mills, imagine what they would be paying.
Well, the reason we got the mill increase in town is because I took a big chunk of money out of the reserve fund and applied that this year.
Yeah.
Was that another political gamut? I don't know.
Victoria says, I'm around Mike's age.
She's okay. So she's easily my daughter and conceivably my granddaughter.
Wow.
Hello, young lady.
Victoria says Aldi's has chicken. I think you're talking about chicken, $2.19 a pound last week, which is that's like 10% higher than it normally is, because normally you can get it there for like $1.99.
Yeah,
and I know Melissa she'll find it $1.79, a little bit cheaper even.
But of course, part of the
She won't
chicken
buy it.
part of the chicken problem is because they've killed hundreds of millions of birds out in the Midwest there that had bird flu, supposedly.
Well, just drive the back roads of Griswold and see the chickens running around. Grab a couple of them.
There's a few on Brown Avenue. Whack! Grab them.
Just grab them. Grab the axe. Done.
My dad killed many hundreds of chickens with the axe that we ate.
Well, somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For it to end up in your crock pot.
Well, my son does it.
Yeah.
I'd do it if I absolutely had to, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
I remember years ago working around when they used to burn the beaks. They chopped the beaks down so they wouldn't fight with one another.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The smell of the beaks burning. Oh my God, that was horrible.
That must have been horrible for the bird, too.
Yeah.
How would you like somebody to put a cigarette up your nose and let it burn?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that wouldn't be pleasant at all.
No.
Victoria says also, plus the processing plants have been burning down.
But I mean, do you know what the real cause of inflation is?
The real cause of inflation.
Yeah.
Making money.
Well, I'll
Printing
answer
money.
the question for you.
Printing money.
Well, I don't know what you're looking for as far as an answer, so but
Well,
go ahead.
It's too much too much money chasing too few goods. And the only way you have too much money chasing too few goods is it's created artificially by the federal government. That's the only way that they're the only ones that can create inflation.
You know, one of the things that, I mean, we've seen prices go up before, right? And down and up and down, mainly gas prices, oil prices. It was about, I don't know, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, where heating oil was around $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, gas hit, I don't think quite, did it hit 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So
we've been there before. So this isn't, you know, I mean, we had 5 this time, which is, you know, in Connecticut, which is new ground, but we've been there before. I mean, but it came down. Now, here's the problem. Before 12 years ago, you always kind of knew, oh, it's going to come back down again. It's kind of like watching some sort of stock, you know, it goes up, you know, it's going to come back down again. Right now, I'm not so sure.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're right.
It's like this is going to be the new norm. This is it.
Yeah. When we took our Pacific Southwest trip, and I think that was around 2006 or 2008, when we left, gas was around $4 a gallon then. But on the way, finally on the way back, I bought gas. It had dropped considerably, dropped down into the $2 a gallon range. But yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I'm not sure we're going to see any significant drop in the price of gasoline.
We knew. I mean, we always had that, you know, that.
Yep. Now you don't know.
It's going to drop. We'll be okay and everything. Now,
I know.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I think my own personal feeling is that back, like you just said, $30 for 3 milkshakes, right? I mean, everything else is going up with it. Back in 2008, which Victoria brings up, was during the Obama administration. Not everything went up like that. Didn't affect the truckers as much, you know, because diesel kind of stayed at a status quo. But nothing's coming down. Nothing's coming down at all.
Well, I remember buying gasoline at 13.9 cents a gallon and on sale 12.9. And when we took our trip to Bermuda on the boat that I helped the guy build, we put 1,300 gallons on at 13 cents a gallon for the diesel fuel.
When was that? 1910?
No, Paul. I mean,
I wonder how much chicken was at Bob's IGA, Route 32, Willimantic.
That was in about 1968.
Oh. Well, 68, you could buy a freaking car for $3,000.
Yeah, I knew that. I watched The Price is Right.
Yeah.
With Bob Barker.
But how
Dennis James.
One of your posters there said the chip problem with the cars.
Yeah.
How much of that is just contrived? Okay.
I don't know.
Why
there are chip problems? They're not being generated. They're not being.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know.
Okay. It's not that you don't have the raw materials.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
That's true. I think about that a lot. And I'm like, why aren't they putting them out?
Yeah. A lot of vehicles now were being purchased. A lot of vehicles now don't have a lot of the accessories in them because they're delivering them without the chips.
Yeah. And that's okay with me.
Yeah.
I mean,
they are delivering without the chips.
You know what? I don't usually buy new cars. I bought one for her because I just wanted her to have a good car. But there's so much crap in it that I would disable it.
Yeah.
So Jim, here is a response to your hypothesis of the federal government causing inflation.
Yep.
Bill says the federal government caused this? No. Greed in accountants answering to corporate boards. This also was caused by wages being bumped. Consumers always pay the price. I have to agree with Bill that I'm not a fan of this whole $15 an hour minimum wage. Not that I don't want anybody to be able to make a living wage. I think personally it does two things. I think it takes people away out of, getting trained for something. Look at the trades industry right now. In 10 years, what are we going to do about plumbers?
Good question.
You know what I mean?
Next
What are we going to do
question.
about carpenters? What are we going to do about electricians? The trades are just, nobody wants to be, nobody's, it's dropping.
A philosophy professor is going to come over and fix your plumbing.
Huh?
A philosophy professor.
When I talk
to a counselor,
when I talk to young people, I counsel them. I says, if you have the wherewithal to get a college education, I says a college education is a good thing to do. But I says, if you want to make money, go into the trades. Okay, because we're not going to need 100 million lawyers or 100 million accountants or all of these other people. You're going to need somebody that can come in the middle of the winter and fix your heating system because you're freezing. Okay, those are the people. I mean, I got a friend in Massachusetts, and one of his son-in-laws is a plumber, one's an electrician, and they're billing out at $125 or $150 an hour.
It's crazy. That's more than a doctor.
Yeah.
It's
And they don't have any student loans. Oh, wait a minute. Government paid for them. Sorry, I get that.
Yeah, I think this higher minimum wage is taking away falsely taking away the need to get or continue, training or continuing education for a trade or something else that you would need education for to create a career with. I think it gives people a false sense of security. Well, you know what? I'm making stocking shelves. I don't have to do nothing. I'm making $15 an hour.
Yeah, and the problem is some people they can't produce enough work to warrant $15 an hour for whatever reasons. Okay, I'm not necessarily saying that that the wage is astronomical, because it isn't. I mean, if you work full time at $15 an hour, you're making 30 grand a year.
Mm-hmm.
Take the taxes out of it, okay, and what do you got left?
Nothing.
And you certainly can't. I mean, that's why.
But if the prices keep going up around it, it doesn't matter. You're still in the same boat you were when you were making $9.50.
You're absolutely right.
So it doesn't matter.
And to Bill's comment, what he said, I agree with much of what he said, but still, I will contend that the only way that can create inflation is because of the federal government, basically the Federal Reserve creating money out of thin air, because you got more money chasing the same amount of goods.
All right. So I made a comment that electricians or plumbers, are billing out more than doctors. Brian says that's definitely not more than a doctor. They make thousands per day. Do we want to touch that one? I disagree. I disagree. Sorry.
I think it depends on what you're talking about as far as doctors are concerned. Okay. Yeah. These guys that are doing operations and it costs you $100,000 for a knee replacement, for instance. Where's the justification for that? I don't know.
Right.
But if you got a local practitioner, I mean, one I'm thinking of here, he's got about 4 staff. That's a lot of overhead to be carrying. So I'm not. I think surgeons and those people, anesthesiologists. I mean, I don't know what they make. Okay, but what they get paid for the time is exceedingly expensive, in my opinion. The medical costs in this country.
So are electricians.
The medical costs in this country are about the highest in the world. I think there's a couple of Scandinavian countries that are a little bit higher, but our results are way down in the Western world as far as results are concerned.
Brian goes on to say, ask yourself how much one visit costs. Okay. A lot of that has to do with your insurance.
Yep.
Because the insurance itself, they're the ones that really dictate what the doctors get paid. And there are some insurances that say no. They'll bill it. Let's say they bill $150 for the visit.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company let's say Husky. Say, no. We're going to pay you $83 for that visit.
Mm-hmm.
Take it or leave it. This is why a lot of doctors don't take it, and take certain insurances because they pay for squat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with Medicare. I mean, you look at your Medicare charges, and the bill is one thing, and sometimes they don't pay anything. But fortunately, my supplemental coverage typically picks up a lot of that.
An LPN probably makes as much as an electrician. No. My stepmother's been an LPN for 40 years. She just retired.
Mm-hmm.
They can make good money, but there's a huge difference, right? My ex-wife, God bless her.
She a nurse?
Yeah, she was an LPN.
Yeah.
You know, now she's an RN.
Yeah.
Big difference in pay structure.
Yeah.
And they're not even hiring, for the most part, LPNs anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll still find a job, you know, and stuff, but they're looking for RNs, BSNs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I mean, Brian, what he's saying here is true. Most of the time, you're not seeing the doctor, you're seeing the LPN or the nurse or whatever. And you know what? Sharon, my stepmother, she diagnosed me for 50 years. You know, ever since I was a small kid, and she was always right.
Well,
well, they're the ones that take care of people, really. The nurses.
Yeah. When we were kids, I got 3 younger brothers. Our parents took us to the doctors if they thought we weren't going to make it.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't run to the doctors every time you had a sniffle or the emergency room or what have you.
It's not the way it is today. First sign of a sniffle, you're off to the emergency
So
room.
I'm going to go ahead and, I want to go ahead and say, all right, hold up, because I said, doctors, don't make as much as electricians or whatever. I'm going to say they don't profit as much as an electrician, because if you look, I know a couple of doctors, and it's not all, they don't sit and say, yeah, I'm making money hand over fist. They're talking about their student loans. They're talking about their malpractice insurance that is unbelievably expensive.
Yep.
Plus what insurances will or will not pay, for your services, no matter what supply and demand says.
Yeah. Well, the same thing can be said for the plumbers and electricians, Mike. They're not pocketing $125 or $150 an hour. They got a lot of overhead too.
Yeah, that's true.
Valerie says, I'm not laughing at Valerie's comment. Doctors' education costs are extremely high. They owe very high student loans. They also pay very high malpractice insurance.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page there, Valerie. I wasn't even looking at your comment.
Well, didn't Uncle Joe just pay $40 billion? And
okay. And why is the malpractice insurance so high? Okay. Because
it's always been high.
Just like your car insurance.
It's because of all the lawsuits.
Yeah. Just like your car insurance.
I mean, a doctor is only a human being. A doctor can make a mistake.
Sure.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But it's just, hey, it's Ray Churchill.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, Ray.
In and out.
I got to get a picture of your shirt. No?
It's my gym shirt.
Oh, can I?
Sure.
Oh, my God.
How are you doing?
Ray Churchill has a shirt on that is just freaking awesome. It really is. I got to get a picture of it. That's like, yeah,
no, you can't post this. His students can't see this.
That's right. I agree with that.
No, I'm just going to show them at home.
It was
that is awesome.
It was bought for me by a parent on my daughter's middle school soccer team. And it was the motto that she had with her daughter going through the soccer program.
Really?
Hey, you can do as well as you want. Do great. Just don't suck.
That is an awesome shirt. Thanks,
as
man.
You can see I'm still sweaty. So.
Oh, you just get out of the gym?
Yeah.
Good for you.
You're a pretty beefy dude, man. So I mean, look at.
Thank you for that.
So what's going on? Anything you want to talk about, or you got to go? Or what do you want to do? Nothing.
Just
You're
take that one.
Yeah, just I got a little bit of time. Hi, everybody.
Ray Churchill.
I'm not even on here selling anything right now. So, well, I could. We got Stars on Stage coming up, but
yeah, what's that? Yeah. Tell us about that.
That actually is. I think last time I was here with you, Mike, we
talked about it.
Yeah, we said we were going to do. It's a Broadway Stars on Stage, and as for those of you listening that don't know my relationship with Eastern Connecticut Performing Arts, we're just coming off that great jazz fest
that's right,
where your granddaughter just rocked it.
Yeah,
that was great. And we we have these events going all the time, trying to raise money to get ourselves a performing arts center somewhere in the greater Griswold community. That's kind of our goal here on our 10-year anniversary. But this is an idea that one of our advisory board people had, and it's good. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. So it's good to know folks on Broadway, and there's a 8-person Broadway cast coming out. And we were originally going to do it up on the Woodstock campus at the Luce Theater, but things have changed.
Oh, okay. So, that changed.
Yes, that did change. And now we're at the Cabaret Theater in Mohegan Sun.
Wow.
So that's where that'll be August 12th and the 13th. And they'll do a 2-hour-long kind of cabaret style show, not any tunes from just one show, just things. And these are current working right now on Broadway. Dear Evan Hansen stars and Beetlejuice, and some of the very current people. There's an alum of Woodstock Academy, is one of Amy Ranta's students, that went off to Tufts, I believe, for vocal coaching and vocal pedagogy, which is the teaching of the voice. And he's a vocal coach on Broadway now and coaches a whole ton of the current performers. And we obviously have an in with him. And he said, yeah, I did this. We did a show just like this in the Berkshires last year. So, let's do it.
Wow.
So
That's fabulous.
Out they come. So eight Broadway. This is not even the cool part. The cool part is they're going to be backed up for the finale of Act 1 and Act 2 by local high school and college kids. So we have a 30-person, I don't want to say child student choir. Yeah. That's the big, you always end the act with a big finale of some sort, and they're going to learn 2 tunes, and they'll back up and sing with the Broadway casts that are out here, the Broadway actors. And then even cooler than that is that the kids have submitted audition videos to be submitted to Jared in Manhattan. He's going to pick one winner to perform a duet with one of the Broadway actors.
Wow.
So you got one college kid, high school kid in the area, and it's not just Griswold. It's from East Lyme to Putnam. They're stretched out for 30 kids worth, college, high school kids. But Jared will pick the winner, and that person gets to perform live with a Broadway actor.
That's freaking awesome.
That is awesome.
What a step up in his career or her career.
You're not kidding. Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, that's quite a resume builder for you to say, I performed in this concert at the Mohegan Sun Casino with this person. Yeah. And even a bigger piece to that too is that the musical director who is conducting the pit and conducting the whole show, writing the arrangements, is the same musical director from Wicked and Beetlejuice. So he's the guy on Broadway.
Big shows.
Big time. Yeah. And just to be, we're paying quite an amount of cash to get these people out of the city. And our goal is not necessarily to make a killing on this concert, because we won't. If we sell out, we'll break even. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind not making a big killing, because, a big killing's what, $2,000 or $3,000 in our business, after a concert, big deal. That's not going to put a foundation in the ground.
With me, it's $50.
But I know, me personally, sure. Absolutely. No, but what it will do is just give kids and locals the opportunity. The mission statement says we bring talent in, and we also give an opportunity for local talent to perform. So that's what we're doing. And one of these days we'll end up with a hole in the ground that we can put a stage on and hopefully start a little bit of economic revitalization. And
this town needs it. In
one of these little podunk.
We need a little playhouse here, or an organization.
That was the whole impetus. 10, 11 years ago, that was the whole impetus that started the whole thing, was getting a Bradley Playhouse style theater in the friendly confines here on Main Street. And we'll see. We'll get there.
Right.
That's really important.
I'm not familiar with the details any longer, but there's something that allows big taxpayers to make, and I may have this a little bit wrong, but look into it, to make donations to things like you're doing. I think nonprofits, or maybe it's limited to the town or something. I don't know, but they can make a donation to that, and they can write that donation off, I think, in full against their taxes.
Yeah, I'm sure that something in that range exists. We haven't gotten into the phase yet where we've been really pursuing, shall we say, deeper pocket folks.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of in the catch-22 situation right here is once the state funds you or you get grants, then the private citizen will fund you. And once the private citizen funds you, then the state will back you up with grants. So now we're right in the middle, and we have been for a long time. That goal is the ultimate goal. It's always in the back of the head right now. Probably 2-3 years ago, we decided we're going to do progressively bigger things in the area and just make sure we do them really, really well and put all our focus on that. And Jazz Fest had over 400, almost 500 people at it this year. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and
That up
bigger.
at your Retchco?
At your Retchco's, yeah. And that was just an awesome event, incredible event. And then this, now we're at the Mohegan Sun and things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and just more sponsors are getting on board, and just the idea of having something like that in our town is becoming much more evident and appealing to people, especially in this economy.
I was just going to ask you is, are you finding more people coming to you? Maybe people with deeper pockets because you are doing bigger things all the time. First, you're going to be up at Woodstock Academy. Now, all of a sudden that has grown, and now at Mohegan Sun, which is huge.
Yeah.
That's to put that on your, somebody's resume.
Yeah.
What about putting that on the Eastern Connecticut Performing Arts Association's resume? We're doing shows at Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, now we are worthy, if you always were, but of your donation.
Yeah.
To help us build. So
it definitely is a feather in the cap. There's no question about that. And we were very lucky that the space was available. That cabaret theater that's so beautiful at the Sun, it holds maybe 300-400 people,
Yes.
but people are sitting at tables and booths and stuff
It's
like
pretty
that.
nice. It's like a Las Vegas thing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and it definitely is a feather in the cap. The Luce Center up there is obviously a beautiful facility, one of the nicer ones in Eastern Connecticut for sure. But I mean, nobody's the Sun, so.
Yeah.
So it is cool to be down there, but we're very fortunate that this weekend in that space was available because it's the perfect size for what we want. And they were very gracious with their time and donation. And it's going to be, it's just going to be incredible. There'll be one of the really cool things is that there is a VIP ticket offer where I forget the dollar amount, but if you buy the booths, which is VIP seating, or buy the VIP experience, you get a cocktail and dessert reception after the show right there on the floor of the theater with the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So the Broadway folks will come out and rub elbows and sign autographs, and it's just a really very cool event. And every time I'm in here talking to you, Mike, I'm always just saying it's a really very cool event
because it is.
We just sit around in our board of directors meeting, and we've just taken on an advisory board in the last couple of years. Cause I mean, there's a lot of great minds that aren't on our board that we just, the more brains, the better ideas you get.
It's funny you say that because I've said here over and over again, Paul knows, I said, 9 out of the 10 great ideas that come out of here aren't from me.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. So we brought on a 10-person advisory board that advises the board of directors and takes on some of the workload. So more hands, what's the saying? More hands, lighter work, something like that. Yeah. But they're fabulous. And it was actually an advisory board member that came up with this idea. He goes, hey, let me pitch this to you, Tyler Campbell. Let me pitch this to you. And
about getting the Broadway
people.
Wow.
I'm like, all right, this was back in maybe March, February.
Did you think it was maybe unattainable? Or it was never on your radar?
It was never on my radar. The idea had never popped in my head. I knew of Jared. I've worked with Jared. He's sung the voice director from Broadway. We sung with ECPA 100 times. I remember him as a high school kid singing at Woodstock Academy. He's a great guy. Beautiful. He's got a beautiful wife. But until Tyler said, hey, I know he did this in the Berkshires last summer. What do you think? Yes. Let's look into this.
It just goes to prove a point that I've made that one person can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I hate these people that say, oh, you'll never be able to accomplish this. You'll never get it done. This is another example of it getting done.
We've talked about stories all over and over again, where one person has has made the difference.
Yeah.
Flip things over, to better the town or
Of
the
course
state
it
or
is.
whatever.
All it takes is one idea.
Yeah.
One idea and,
That's it.
and a
And-
team
and-
of people that believe in it.
And yeah, that's it. That starts with one person, and if you can get a core around you to support it,
Yep.
There's nothing you can't do.
Yeah, ECPAA wouldn't exist unless somebody drove down Main Street, Jewett City in 2011 and went, something could happen down here.
Yeah.
And then it all started. And then we got not incorporated. We got our 501c3 and off we went. And things are just getting bigger and bigger now. And, I think in my mind's eye, in my overly, my overly ambitious eye that I have in my head, that's probably the reason I'm gray and bald. But I'm like, I want 10 years, we'll have the theater on Main Street, 10 years. And here we are at 10 years and we don't have the theater on Main Street, but we're doing such big, huge, awesome things. And just let's go. As Tom Brady said, let's go.
I may have an idea or two, actually.
There's so many awesome ideas that we've pursued, and it's this. For all you radio listeners out there that can't see what I'm doing, it's money.
Paul, you know what I'm thinking?
No. That's how to read your mind.
Yeah.
Well, don't pitch it on the air, just in case it would never happen. Who knows?
No, I won't say it on the air. But I think might be a good idea.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
We've talked
chat,
about
yeah.
we've talked about a lot of different options that could be in the downtown Griswold area or in the immediate surroundings outside of Main Street. But I've done a lot of work up at the Bradley, and I talked to it's years ago now. I don't know if they have a mayor or I don't know.
They do have a mayor.
Do they?
Putnam?
Yeah.
Yes.
I talked to that woman, good Lord, how many years ago? Probably 7 or 8 now. And she said there's no doubt that when the Bradley revitalized, it was the hub that started the renaissance that happened in Putnam. I don't know if you haven't been up to Putnam. When I got out to this area of the world in was it 94, I started working here and started learning the area.
Mm-hmm.
Putnam was an armpit. In the 90s, you go to the downtown Putnam area, it was an armpit.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's not a destination. Putnam is a destination now.
Yeah.
And I believe it's all a huge part of it is because of the influence of the Bradley.
Yeah.
They
I
have that
agree with
great,
you.
they have that
Absolutely.
great antique district up there that draws people. But the kind of,
Now look at all the restaurants that are there.
I know, right?
I know, it's
all the
crazy.
restaurant, you got Victoria Station, you got the courthouse, you got 85 Main. I'm missing a couple, but that whole downtown area is just lined with it's packed.
Yeah.
The place is packed every weekend. I mean, if you live anywhere in northeastern Connecticut, you're going out for a meal or you're going out for a theater, you're going to Putnam. I mean,
Or it's in the conversation.
right there. What a great job they've done. I'm so impressed with the revitalization that they did in that downtown area. It's you feel, I don't know. It's like stepping into a more modern world when you step into downtown Putnam, go out for a meal, and you're sitting down at 85 Main, and you got the braised short ribs, and you got, it's just a beautiful experience up there. I do love to go up.
Is that the one that's right on the corner of 85 Main?
No, well, it isn't right on the corner.
It's on
It's,
actually Church Street, isn't it? Or that it's coming down the hill.
It's right next.
no, 85 Main's right at the top of the hill.
Woodstock
It's
Avenue.
It's right next. It's very close to the railroad station.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
And the biggest thing too, I always heard about Putnam, and all those restaurants and the Bradley, there's no parking. Guess what? They find places.
Yeah, they'll find it.
They're it's kind of like here.
Yeah.
They find that people will find a place to park. They always do.
Someone asked me, Ray, if you put a theater downtown, where are people going to park? I'm like, that's not. They'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I mean, you got to have a need before you can have an answer.
Yeah.
Right. If there's no need to develop more parking, then why would we develop more parking? I understand it's a catch-22 that if you have more parking, you can attract more people downtown. I get it. Sure. But you got to have more reasons to come. There's a lot of great reasons to come downtown. If you look on Main Street, I mean, how many great little shops and restaurants do we have just on our Main Street right here?
Yeah.
You just need a couple of things that will centrally focus people. And, you got a theater that's doing little kid dance classes all Saturday morning. That means your parents are driving in with your kids dropping them off at dance class from all over Eastern Connecticut, going to get a cup of coffee and a pastry or something like that, going to have breakfast across the street.
Leads right into economic development.
It's a shoo-in. It's a shoo-in. It's just, you know, the world we live in now. Money is like bleeding the stone, and everything. It's just all money. I mean,
we were talking about. That's what we were talking about today: pricing and things. You know, just getting out of control. And you know, is there a light at the end of the tunnel? And none of us seem to be able to see that light right now. It's just, we were talking about back in 2008 when gas and oil was up to, gas was up to $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
You know, but we always had that thing, it's going to come down. It's going to come down. Now we're thinking, we don't know. It's like, what are you talking about?
We'll have to wait and see.
So where do you get the tickets for this show?
Online, ecpaa.org. ecpaa.org. And Eastern Connecticut Performing Arts Association. Online. Yeah. Okay. And Mike could probably pull it even right up on his computer right there. But yes, and
he's excellent at that.
Yeah. But it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun.
I mean, I can't imagine you're not going to have a total sellout.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the choir, we allotted 30 spots for the choir, and there's 31 people in it right now. And we've stretched it out to 40 just to give more kids opportunity. I mean, it's not the cabaret doesn't have a very big stage, and there's no wing space and there's no backstage. So we'll get creative, but we got a 6-person Broadway pit on stage. The actors will perform and sing in front of them. The choirs will fill in around them for finales, and then we'll have the reception afterwards. And then on the next morning, Sunday morning, any of the kids that were involved in the show will get 2 workshops with the actors and the directors that are included. So they'll get a vocal audition workshop and a dance preparation dance preparation workshop. So you're getting from the pros in the business. Those kids will come in, and you know, that little 15-year-old from whatever, Putnam High or Plainfield High, is going to walk out there and rip her song for the people that are doing the casting on Broadway. It blows your mind.
Yeah, I mean,
it blows your mind.
Yeah,
and I'm just so grateful for Tyler Campbell, who's on our advisory board. He's actually going to be playing drums in the gig. It's a killer drummer from Woodstock, but he's going to for him for suggesting it, and for the team just running with it. They grabbed it and just. My wife is on the advisory board. She's doing more work on this concert than I am. I'm at home shopping for shiny shirts to wear on stage for the introduction. That's about it.
Role reversal here, huh?
She doesn't want no shiny shirts. I'm like, look good in a shiny shirt.
So let's since you're here, let's switch gears for 1 second. When I saw Wedding Singer, I'm like, boom!
Next year's show. Yep.
The next year's spring play from Grizzle High School is The Wedding Singer.
Is Billy Idol coming in?
There is a character, Billy Idol. Yeah, in Act 2. There's Billy Idol, Mr. T, Imelda Marcos,
and her shoes.
And her shoes. Yeah. No, it's pretty true to the movie.
Oh, cool.
The Adam Sandler and Reese Witherspoon movie.
Yeah.
So cute, right? Such a funny.
It's a good story. It's a fun story.
It's a funny rom-com, right? Very funny rom-com.
Yeah.
And it translates beautifully to stage. Yeah. Even though, you know, the only song that was in the movie was that love song that he wrote on the guitar for her. Yeah. That's in the show, but the score is just so much fun. I mean, it's just fun stuff. I'm going to have to edit it just a little bit. You know, it's modern. It's appropriate humor, but not for the high school stage. So we're just going to have to take a couple of words out. And other than that, let's have at it. It's going to be fun.
When I saw you post that, I'm like, I never even thought for a million years I'd see that one come up. So
fun.
It's
really that was cool. A suggestion from our choreographer, Carrie Danner. And she's like, I really want this show. I said, I don't know that show. I said, all right, I'm going to take a look. Give me a month. Because anytime I pick a show, I got to study it. You know, I can't just casually read it. I have to start direct.
Well, you also have to know, you know, what you have for a talent pool.
That's the most important thing.
You know, who's going to play what? If you
not even kid for kid, who's going to play what? It's do we have the ability to cast this type of a show? Like if we did Les Mis next year, big, huge operatic show, we can't cast that. We don't have that cast. Mm-hmm. if we do a romantic comedy that's fun with a lot of dancing, we have that cast. Those kids are there. Even to the tech level, if you have young tech kids that are just getting their feet wet and they're not all that experienced, you pick a show where you can turn the lights on and turn the lights off and everything looks good. You got a crew that's itching to go crazy, then you pick some crazy tech show where they have to do all sorts of special effects. It goes right down to costume. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Because if I'm not that diligent with the choice, then I'm setting everybody up for failure.
Sure.
Right. You can't run a West Coast offense in the NFL if you have no receivers, correct? You got to run what your team can run.
I wonder how this guy would be if he was really enthusiastic about it.
I don't even drink coffee.
Neither do I.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for us today here at SNSN. We went into we went from here to here today. And that's what happens here. This is like, I always.
Why did your hand move down when you said here
to
here?
From here to here. There we go. That's
well, I mean, Ray showing up this morning was an absolute unbelievable addition to the program.
Just dropping off a check, I promise. Just
no, but the funny thing is
come in next week and drop off another one.
I would love to.
We'll find a reason.
Yeah.
I won't even be here next week, so you'll do that. I totally forgot what I was going to say.
That's all right.
Crap.
Here to here.
You're showing your age, Mick. You're showing it a lot younger than I is.
Am I the youngest one?
I don't know. I got to worry about him, Paul.
I don't think does that ever happen? It never happens. 51.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, you're a little young guy.
I look 75, but I am 51.
You don't look 75 at all. You look in great health.
Let me get you a better.
The hair's got nothing to do with it. You look like you're in phenomenal shape.
Thank you.
You really honestly do.
35.
That's. I'll catch you soon.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell I'm going to say. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, we were talking about prices and everything, and now we went to this. So we're
inflation.
Like the Seinfeld of radio. It's about nothing.
Yeah,
for the most part. Sometimes, like we were sitting here going, "The hell we got to talk about? The hell?" And all of a sudden, we just started talking about 3 milkshakes for $30.
Yeah,
and like, there's our subject.
Yeah,
it happened the same thing yesterday with co-parenting. So,
hey, can I plug something real fast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, if there's anybody out there with any kind of grant writing experience, that's something that we're desperately in need of because there are grants out there. It's just everybody on our board is, a full-time employee somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we don't really have the time to sit down, nor the experience in most cases to sit down and write a really good grant. So if anybody has any grant write experience and would like to use it for ECPAA, please email me at the website. If you just go on ecpaa.org, you can connect to a link and you can email me directly, or you can address it to Kayla, who is our wonderful administrative assistant. She's marketing guru goddess. She's awesome. But we would love some help in that department. That's really where we're lacking right now to try to get to the next step.
Got it. And I'll clip that, what you just did, and put it out.
Cool. Thank you.
As another just a different clip. So, all right, we're out of here. Thanks, Ray.
Yeah.
Stop it on by. We are
Go Sox.
But don't go anywhere quite yet because I want to talk to you about something. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow morning. Who knows how or why, but we will certainly be here right here at SNSN. See you later.
Peace.
Don't just wish for a winning deal. Make it dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair